So, GitHub is a great place to store your code and share your code. Actually, the story of GitHub is the guy who made O'Reilly, Mr. O'Reilly, who revolutionized the publishing business, the book publishing business. Right? He started publishing um, technology books, right? And he wanted to be able to disseminate the things that we do in web development or in programming and in UI, UX, and he wanted to make it available for everybody. And in fact, Mr. O'Reilly lives in Sausalito, north of San Francisco. He started a publishing business. There's O'Reilly Books, and he wanted to be able to kind of revolutionize the way that people share code, just like he revolutionized book, making technical books, making programming books. So he wanted to be able to do it and revolutionize the ability to share with each other and collaborate. It's basically a collaboration environment. And so you can be working on code at the same time somebody else could be working on code, and you could see each other's changes right away in real time. So you should look into GitHub and how to use it. And I don't know what pricing is. I guess we could be $7 a month. There's a free GitHub though. You can sign up for free. Okay. And it's a great way to share and learn, right? You can lots of times you can go and find the code that you need right there at GitHub. And you can sign up. You don't have to pay. I don't know. I signed up. I never paid. I always find things on here too. So again, you can host your code, integration. It's great for developers. Again, it's kind of revolutionized the industry. Same with lynda.com revolutionized how we learn online, right? Who has a lynda.com account? None of you have a lynda.com account.
My son has.
My son has it? Well, don't you use your son's account? You should all have a lynda.com account. I can remember my password. Probably don't know my password. No, I can't get to it in this room. In my classroom, in my office, I can. There's something, yeah, it takes me here. I don't know why I can't get in. This will get me in. No. Possibly. I don't know. I have to reset my password. Then it'll mess up the rest of my things I'm logged in as. Try one more. No. Okay, but you should have a Lynda account. So let's back up a little bit here in time. Some of the things that you should think about is learning a little bit about how to price and look at other people's portfolios. So if you're more of a designer and less of a coder, a great place to look at designs and learn about how to price things is the Graphic Artists Guild. We used to have a class here called the Production Process class, and we used to use the book here from the Graphic Artists Guild. They put out a book every year. It's called the Handbook, and basically in the handbook they talk about being a designer, how to copyright issues, A lot of business issues if you're a freelancer and you're working for a company who owns the rights to the work that you do. And it's kind of up to you to figure those things out somewhat. But the book that they have here in the Graphic Artists Guild is a very good book, and I recommend getting this book if you have not. And there's a print version of the book. I guess you can buy an online version of the book too. But there's a print version of the book. They usually put it out every year, every other year, a new version, because of course the industry changes all the time. But it has a lot of really good, and if you look at it, it's called Pricing and Ethical Guidelines. And the reason why it's ethical guidelines is so that as you're in business and working with other people, you should, follow certain guidelines, right? Business guidelines. How do I get paid? When do I get paid? How do I price something? Is it natural for me to ask for money up front? Let's say you do a website for somebody. Can you say, give me half the money up front, and then I'll start? Is it okay to do that? Okay, that's some of the things that in the book would talk about. Actually, the pricing in the book, mostly they talk about doing a 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 of the money up front, 1/3 after they sign off on your final design, and then 1/3 after the delivery. I don't have the latest book. I have an older version. But they do have some information online, tools and resources here, as well as if you are a freelance designer, you can become a member. Some of the things that they offer as a member is healthcare, right? We all don't want to live under Trump care too long, do we? Well, you can get health care out of here, and of course it's like being in a group, a business, right? The beauty why people buy health care at a business or through an organization is that it's usually less money because you're buying with a team or a group of people, right? Well, if you become a member here, they actually offer health care through them, which then is more cost effective. Again, it's a group. They've been around for many years. Under tools and resources, they have a lot of different, especially copyright. I think one of the biggest challenges you face as a designer is, when you do a job for somebody, who owns the rights to that work. And there's no right or wrong answer. I can't say, yes, you own the rights to that, or no, you don't own the rights to that. It's kind of negotiated, and they talk about how, and in fact, they have contracts in this book here, and they have contracts you can download. Contracts and copyright here. Contracts that you can download. They're sample contracts that you can download, and you can use in your business. Okay, and they have sample, and so on. Things like that. And we can follow general guidelines as far as that is concerned. As far as following, if you're a full-time employee at a company, pretty much the company owns all the rights to the work that you do while you're employed at that company. Not at your house, right? You might not do something for them. They don't own that. But if you're a full-time employee at a company, that company pretty much owns all the work that you do. And, if you're a freelance designer or a contract employee, it has to be specified in the contract who owns the rights. And if it's not specified, that's where it gets kind of muddled up there. Okay, so keep that in mind. Those are two general rules. And then, of course, the copyright is very important, especially in the days of us downloading things off the internet and just changing them, right? I'll just download that photo off of Google and use that in my website. You can't really do that. Okay, totally illegal. And I think we've already looked at where you can get copyright, not copyright free, but if you should understand and know what the common copyright Creative Commons is, right? If you don't know what the Creative Commons is, you should be reading that. It'd be something that you should know. Creative Commons. And so within the Creative Commons, you should know how to use this, how you can use it yourself, why you would use the Creative Commons, share your work. You can use other people's work here, right?
And you know, the Creative Commons is something that you should know about. Okay, so you should read about the Creative Commons. Where do I find things for Creative Commons? Of course, if you go to Flickr and you're looking at, that would have been bad. Whoosh. Don't do that. There we go. And let's say you're doing a website on Joshua Tree National Park. Especially for your portfolio. Those of you, remember we talked about portfolio at the very beginning of our discussion today. I'm making a portfolio. Maybe I'm a coder, not a photographer. Okay, maybe you want to use photos, right? And I would specify in my portfolio that I didn't take the pictures, maybe, or at least when you discuss it with people. But here on the Flickr, if you type in there, of course, you remember there's commercial modification allowed, commercial use allowed, commercial use and modification allowed. Right here are the ones that you should be using in your if you're going to use a portfolio. And if you say you find one you like and say, oh, I want to use this in my web example. This is a beautiful tree right there, beautiful Joshua tree right there. It's not very good, but whatever. Whenever you're on Flickr, you'll notice over in the corner you say some rights reserved right there, and then you click on that and it takes you to the Creative Commons, and it says you are free to copy and redistribute the material in any form or format, remix, transform, and build upon the material for any purpose commercially. Okay, under the following terms. You must give appropriate credit and things like that. So again, there is some restrictions in here. Basically what I would do is most likely when you say give appropriate credit, that would be indicating that the person taking, or when you use the photo, you would have to somewhere on the website indicate. Where would I do that? Either by the photo. You ever look at a magazine and see where the photographer's name is next to the picture? You ever notice that? Right? So you can do things like that and so on.
Put it as like the alternate?
What's that?
That count as credit?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know because it's not visible, but that could be a way. Maybe in the meta tag. There maybe in an author meta tag. That might be one way. So there's a meta tag for author, right? And maybe down in the footer. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that, but that's there should be a way that you can give a credit. But just keep that in mind when you're doing. Don't just make a portfolio and then go and download a bunch of photos that you've found on Google and put them in your portfolio or even in your homework in class, right? You should be trying to use and have ethical guidelines. The whole discussion that we got was from the very beginning when we were talking about ethical guidelines, right? That's what this is all about. Following standards. And other people follow these standards, and that makes you look like you know what you're doing in business, right? Makes you, if you're following guidelines, and a lot of people don't, and those are the people that are kind of shying away from. So think about that. Again, you might want to buy the handbook if you have time. I think it's a very good book, and it talks about web design, but it also talks about graphic arts, how to hire somebody yourself, where to find people. You can look at other designer portfolios, right? Other designer portfolios. And, you can see how they build their web developer portfolio. There we go. How do they do it? These don't look like web developers to me. People call themselves Alameda. I don't know. He's more of a photographer, I would say, than a web developer. I don't know. Let's see.
So where do you find information?
What's that?
Where do you find the information? When you copy a picture from someone?
So. If they have a Creative Commons license, usually it links, like on Flickr. Did you see that?
Uh-huh.
So I'm not sure how much Google provides as far as when you're clicking on that, where at least on Flickr you can see the copyright information there. So that's why I would say use something like Flickr. Okay. So again, just like I was showing you, here on Flickr.
Yeah.
If you type in something and you're using, I love this picture. This is a great photo right here. I've used this one before.
So it says by
Okay, you need to look down here, right here, where it says all rights reserved. And if you click on it, it'll tell you your licensing agreement. I don't know. I wasn't sure what I was, how I got to this page right here. Let me see. This is copyrighted, so that when you're searching on Flickr, go over here where it says any license and go to commercial and modification allowed, and then it'll show you photos that are more geared towards you being able to use. Notice that one didn't show up, right? The one that I really liked.
So these we can use without.
Well, again, go to commercial and modification allowed. Go over here, and then down here in the corner, it says some rights reserved, and then read what it says. Okay, that's what you have to do. And then you can put your own photos there too, right? Okay, so again, there's some portfolios that you can do. Again, if you remember from last semester, and I kind of wanted to talk briefly about last semester we had the interface design class, and you know, I think a lot of what you could do to be a successful designer is also you know, building wireframes and building examples. And so this guy's showing an example of a wireframe. And so planning, I think, is probably more important than actually coding. You know, there's a lot of people out there that can do programming. There's not a lot of people that can do design. And design takes time and effort, and a lot of time and effort. And so planning is probably important. I will have Sketch on these computers soon, so you can use Sketch for your planning. In fact, you should start using Sketch if you haven't used Sketch before. Or, you know, the downfall of using Illustrator and Photoshop to do a wireframe is it's just not as intuitive. They don't have the pre-made tools like you have in a program that's dedicated to doing a wireframe, like in Sketch or something like that. Okay, let's move on. Again, finding a job where, Indeed, there's all kinds of job websites to find jobs. I recommend, you know, doing a small website for your local church, your local bookstore, local coffee shop. They all need new sites, every single one of them. Most of the sites that were done in the 2000s are not mobile friendly. So how do you know how many websites are out there that are not even mobile friendly? I was thinking about the other day, we're going to do a project with the Triton Museum. You know, if I go, why does this not go to Google right away for me? Triton Museum. You know, I go to the Triton Museum website. It's not mobile friendly at all. You know? Maybe you go and make them a mobile version. We're going to dive right into responsive design right away. Next week. So you make them a responsive site. So there's what I'm trying to say is there's a whole bunch of opportunities out there. And of course I don't want to pay you very much. But whatever. There's a lot of opportunity out there for you to go, and it's not like you have to redesign either. They have their look and feel, they got their logo, they got their thing. They just need somebody to come in and make them a mobile version. Maybe even taking the same design they have and make it mobile friendly. That'd be just adjusting some CSS and adjusting some, layout issues. Could be.
You just make it mobile responsive.
Or make a mobile responsive one and have a redirect.
No, like
All right, what do you
when
mean?
you resize the screen, it will just change along with the screen. So
Yeah, that would be changing some CSS. Yeah. Yeah.
The app media.
I guess my whole point is that you need to start thinking about your education and your the best way to learn is to practice. And like I said, I found work when I was quite young, going out and finding. Hey, I started doing HTML and what I made the what did I say? The Biltmore Hotel. They didn't even have a website back in 1996. Barely anybody had a website. I go, hey, you probably need an online presence. I said to them, oh yeah. I think they paid me $700. That was it. So I made $700 to make a website. Okay, but you know you got to start somewhere. So these are my links. So again, you can look at Indeed, web development, and you got interns. Plenty of web development interns out there. And front-end developer, web development job. A lot of these are using JavaScript, right? These are all JavaScript. Look at all these JavaScript, 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 JavaScript. Web developer banners, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or Adobe Animation. Look at that. Create tech right there. That looks like a pretty easy kind of thing to do. In fact, one of the first jobs I used to have my students do back in late 1999. In 1999, I used to have the students here at West Valley making banners for Yahoo. Back then Yahoo would have advertisements, okay, and there were banner ads. I had so many students doing that. If you ever gone to Yahoo, right, you got your banner ad. Just ad over here, right? It hasn't loaded yet. I don't know, Yahoo's going down. They're dying. They're dying quick. But then they have ads over here, all kinds of different types of ads. And so I had a lot of students starting out at Yahoo making banner ads. That's what this kind of looks like right here. Our premier client in a tech industry is looking for a highly skilled web developer. We're extensively working with web banners. I do. So basically, it's a design job. In fact, I had 5 students all at one time making banners. Steve Church, Steve Contreras, there's like 3 other, but they were all making banner ads. And banner ads are fun because you can practice your design skills and you make them in Photoshop and you can animate them in Photoshop and then deliver them. It's a great way to start. Or nowadays you can make them inside of Flash, or no, they don't call it Flash, Adobe Animate, and then you export it out as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Boom, right out of Adobe Animate, right there. And sometimes we got paid to make the banner ads. Sometimes I got free. We made banner ads for Blazing Saddles, which is a bike company. And I remember the CEO of the company sent me, because I had my students making them banner ads, he sent me 10 free bike rides. I got 10 free little coupons for free bike ride for Blazing Saddles. I still have one today. I don't know if I could still use it. But, this is a great way to start right here. It's in Sunnyvale, right there. Make a couple of banner ads and show them that you can do it. You look at what the banner ads look like inside of Yahoo. That's where most of the banner ads are. But of course, they have ads inside of and Facebook, right? And so on. So that's a great way to start. Banner ads, I find a good way to start. Hardware engineer PhD, there you go. Okay, so, I don't know, Indeed's a good spot, banner ads are good, and then, of course, no better place to start than a startup, right? A startup needs everything. They don't have very much stuff. Plus, they have no money, so they want to hire people like you that have no money either. You have no money. But, hey, maybe they'll give you stock options and you make $1 million in 2 years, right? I don't know. We used to have a student here, Rand was his name, Rand, what was his last name? Not Rand Paul. Rand, what's his name? And while he was in this class, in the web development class, he had 3 different startups he was working at. 3 different startups. He would go to the startup meetings, and everybody at the startup, like, oh, we don't have this, and we don't have that. He said, I can make that. I can make that. And he would go to the startup, and he was working at 3 different startups at the same time. And he just couldn't finish school. He's like, oh, I can't finish the class. I'm just busy, too busy, too busy. And So again, one place to look for a startup is to actually go there and go to their meetings. Where are they located? They're located in Mountain View, right here, Silicon Valley, Mountain View. All these startups are under one warehouse. Just go to the warehouse there, and there's a whole bunch of them. Seed programs, series programs. I'm sure they would love for you to come in there and talk to them about what you can offer them. You can see all the different companies. They have events that you can go to, demo days, San Francisco, Computer History Museum. I'm going there tomorrow. Thursday. If you haven't been to the Computer History Museum, you can go. You guys want to go on a field trip with me? I'm going Thursday, 12:30. Meet me at the Computer History Museum. You come in free. No, I'm serious. Thursday, 12:30. I'm taking another class, but I'm inviting you. If you just want to come, if you've never been to the Computer History Museum, come on Thursday, 12:30. I'll be there.
At 12:30.
Well, we start the tour probably around 12:45. Okay, that's okay. I'm just inviting you. Maybe next time you can come to my next one.
And I have class right after this.
That's okay. I understand. I'm just letting you know. If you've never been to the Computer History Museum, I'm going on Thursday at 12:30. Just come in and say that you're in Mr. Raskloff's class. My other students will all be there. The students from my other class will all be there. You can come and take the tour. But look, it looks like a meeting. Look. And you got demos. They're going to give a demo of their startup. There's so many startups. They need people. They have a website. Let's go see their website. But of course, they might have a website, but this is just a start. They still need people to work on it. Okay? So think about that. That's all I'm trying to say is you're going to have to put a little bit of effort into your being successful. Nothing's going to come to you. You have to go to it. Okay, so let me move on to what we usually do in class, and that's, of course, working on some code and thinking about that. So one of the things we were talking about, of course, was we were using that icon font. If you remember the icon font that we were using, Icon Moon, right? Well, it made me start thinking about other ones, and of course there is Font Awesome. Font Awesome was an original kind of icon font, and the ability to make an icon and use icon fonts. And kind of Font Awesome was probably one of the first, I would say. And I remember when I first saw Font Awesome was, it was connected to Bootstrap. It was kind of based around Bootstrap. You can download it. It's kind of like includes Font Awesome gives you scalable vector icons that can instantly be customized, sized, color, drop shadow, and anything that can be done with the power of CSS. So it's just like what we did with the Icon Moon, but it might be a little bit different. Okay. You can see their icon set here. They show you the icons that they have, a little bit different than the other ones, of course. And so there's a whole another set of icons. Lots of different icons. They got spinning icons. Oh, let's see that. Oh, look at that. There we go. Spinning icons. Wouldn't that be cool to have in your site? Be a little. That's almost like the blinking text. You remember the day we used to have the blinking text on people's website? You guys remember those days? No. Okay. Ooh, the shield. Very interesting. This one has a color. Then, of course, they have the Bootstrap 3 examples built into Bootstrap. And then you can customize. Oh, and then they got free. Let's look at free. How about that? Free website builder, free open source, and elegant, perfect, pixel perfect vector icons from free website builder. Try it may it's something you need for your next awesome project. Available as web icons, fonts, and SVG icons in 24 pixel and 30 pixel grids, 7 categories. I don't know about this. Downloading. I would have to read about it first, and then I show you how to put it in, just like what we did. See, you download it and put it in just like we did with a span. See that? And then a class. And then sizing it here. And then transitions. Okay. So you might want to look at Font Awesome. Again, Font Awesome. That was an ad at the bottom there. This is a little bit different. And then, oh, we were looking at icons already. Yeah, we looked at that. Okay. So you might want to see, I'm not sure how much it cost. I think it was like $40. I don't know, where was that? I think they have some for free, but some that you got to pay for, because there's some. I see something about $40 right here.
That's Font Awesome 5 Pro.
Has anybody used Font Awesome before? Okay, so you've used it. And is it free then? Most of it?
Anything on the icons page.
There you go. Okay, so you might want to consider downloading them or making your own. I thought making our own was pretty fun. Okay, but you should start thinking and including icons. Everything that you see on websites today is, of course, icon driven. And so here's another solution besides the one that we did already, the icon font, or the pre-made ones in jQuery. And this is just another option, is all I'm trying to say. Okay, let's get to what is
You just go to the Get Started link on the Font Awesome page, and then
you can download.
you put in your email address, and they'll send you your own code.
Okay, and we'll have to try it. Okay, so let's get to what's on. I don't have much on Canvas this week yet. Mostly what I have is some code that we'll cover right now, and then some videos from last week. So the videos from last week are here. Oh, March 4th it says. Week of March 6th. I made a mistake there. March 6th. Okay, so the videos from last week are here. You should be watching them, practicing. I covered a lot of stuff. Okay, let's just talk about the first code that I'm going to talk about today would be the collapsible window. If you haven't used a collapsible window before, it's been around with JavaScript for many, many years. It's the ability to adjust the size of a div and hide part of a div, or I don't know. Hold on, let me get this. So, it's been around for a really long time. There's different ways of doing it, and so let's just talk about that. So, let's say you have a website that has a lot of content to it. A lot of content. Then you have maybe a section here, section here, section here. Okay, so you're stuck with a big, long, scrolling field. What could I do? Well, there's two probably ways of doing it. One way is to provide a collapsible menu, which of course is a box that would be at the top of each one of these. Okay, collapsible menu, so that when you click on it, it hides this. Well, and by default, they're all hidden, right? They're all hidden. And then when you click on it, it opens up one, and then you click on it again, it closes it. Okay, so you can have basically a navigational bar that has content underneath it. They call that collapsible. Another way that I have done it in the past is, instead of doing that, is I would have a tab menu at the top, like this, and as the person clicks, it would change the content here. Click, change the content there. Click, change the content. So you have one window with more of a horizontal navigational bar that when the person clicks, it changes the content within the box.
I think it's the anchor points too.
There's many different ways. I just wanted to demonstrate a couple. Okay. This is probably very common for mobile, right? Here's a very old one that I did. Again, under so this is a very old one. Again, this is a very long page, and so you click on there and it just changes the content here. Change content there. So this is a big page using JavaScript to just make a little tab menu. Very simple. But again, it's one web page that has a lot of content that you can tab through. See, tab through. That's an old one that I did many years ago. If you look at the jQuery page, they do have options for collapsible menus, they call them. So a basic collapsible menu. Of course, it has a data role called collapse. And then you could add a little plus. That's the most common, with a little plus, right? And when you click on it, it adds more content. Very simple, probably the most useful one. Again, you could just do something like that. It's pretty much used in pretty much every, and then you could have collapsible linking icons, as well as, I like the little arrow that goes up and down. Or carrot? Is that carrot? Carrot? Yeah, I guess carrot. And then, so there's a whole bunch of different options. In Dreamweaver, you can make a collapsible menu very easily. Actually, I should put the, let me open one that I currently have. Which one we were working on? Index? Is this the one we were working on last class? Well, okay, yeah. So we have some content here. This was the day that we were building the Joshua tree. Okay, so we could add, you notice that this content right here is kind of long. We could make this in a collapsible, where the two deserts meet, we could make that into a collapsible menu, so we could take this content that we have right here and put it into a menu quite easily using the collapsible menu. Or, of course, we can make a new page if we want. Let's make a new page. So I'll just make a new page. Where was I at? Here we go. Let me make a new page for this. Is this? If I can, where am I at? Header, logo, data role content. Boom. Okay, so let me make this a new page. We'll make it a camping page. Camping? Camping. Yes. Camping page. And so inside here, let me put some space in here. Oops, not there. So let me put some text in there. And so we'll make a collapsible menu for camping sites. So in this case, we'll have like 3 different campgrounds, and then we'll have content for each campground, okay, in a collapsible menu. So let me go and get that content from the website. Why can't I get it to go directly to there? Oh, there's a camping site right there. Okay, so they have different campgrounds. They got Black Rock, Indian Cove, and so on. I think there's more than one. Black Rock, Indian Cove, Bell. That's enough. 3's enough. What did I just say? Black Rock, Indian Cove, and Bell, right? So to put that inside of Dreamweaver, you can actually use some of the Dreamweaver tools that are built right into the application. They do have an insert menu right here inside of Dreamweaver. Notice my cursor is in the area that I want. Down here, I don't know if I should put a P tag in there. Let me put a P tag in there. There we go. So I just put a P tag in there, so that makes sense. So again, under insert inside of Dreamweaver, you know you have the jQuery mobile right there. Under the jQuery mobile, they actually have some built-in options for you. You got a collapsible block. They have layout grid, list view, page, and so they have these built in. You can also use the jQuery UI inside here, and you can make an accordion. Accordion is very similar to what I just showed you. And so these options can be used inside of Dreamweaver already built in. They kind of put them in there. So again, I would use a collapsible block. I believe this is the one I used. And so please insert a jQuery mobile widget first. Well, how did I do this? I know I did this before in my office. Let's put an accordion in. How about that? I used accordion instead under the UI. And what did I call it? I called it Bell? No, what was it? Cove something? Shit. How about we call it camping? Campground.
Is it Black Rock?
Black Rock, that was it. Black Rock Camp. And then there was another one. Indian Cove. And then Bell. I think Bell. B-E-L-L-E. Bell. Okay, and then of course all they have is a P tag, a div tag, where you can put anything you want. Put your images, put your pictures, so we can go and steal some pictures. So go steal the Black Rock. Black Rock. Indian Cove. Oh, that looks kind of fun, Indian Cove. And then Bell. No, Hidden Cottonwood. Here we go, Bell. So we have 3 different pictures for each one of ours. Again, you just have a div tag inside there which just says content 1. So we can insert an image in there as well as some text. So we can just do an insert image. We can cheat a little bit and put an image in from there. And we're using BlackRock. Ooh, I spelled that wrong. And so, and we don't need to use the height and width. We would most likely make it mobile friendly. We would go into CSS and give it what, the width of what? 100% width, right? So we've done that a couple times. Let me save this. And of course it wanted to save a bunch of JavaScript for me automatically because it loves JavaScript. But of course we could go into the CSS. Oh, we already have an image up here. Look at that. Oh, what were we doing with that? Oh, that was for the logo. I was struggling with the logo, wasn't I? Didn't I have some JavaScript though for images? Whatever. We can write a new one. And so we have an ID of accordion 1. and then we have an image in there, so we could probably do accordion image, right? So we could probably do what? Accordion 1 image, right? And then do what? Put a round bracket in there, and then we're gonna do width equals width colon 100%. How about that? What do you guys think?
Take the width and height out of the image.
Image down here, we don't want this in there. We'll take this out right there. And so we have one image, and then of course down here, since these are all inside the accordion, I would insert an image in there. And, oh no, I don't want that. I want the text in there. We're gonna put it here. And so let's put an image in there. What was the second one? Indian Cove. Yeah. And get rid of this. And then last one would be Bell. Bell. And get rid of this. And then we can put our text. We'll go steal some text from their website. Oh, that's an image? Or no. How come I can't steal this text? Whatever. We'll just steal this text, and we'll put it in where it says content. Then we'll steal, where is it? What was the other one? This one. Indian Cove.
Is it supposed to let you put in a collapsible block?
What's that?
Is it supposed to let you put in a collapsible block?
Put
It's
it-
not letting you put in a collapsible block.
I started with jQuery already. It's not a blank page.
Yeah, I tried that and it still won't let me.
I just started with a jQuery page. Why is it giving me all this? I just want Indian Cove information. Here we go. No, that's not Indian. Whatever. I'm just gonna steal this. And then last one would be I don't know. We'll just steal this. And let's see what it looks like. And the first one is open, as you can see, but you can close it. No,
Does it close when you open up the next one?
maybe it closes when we open the next one. There you go. Thank you. So, and notice it's taking on my it takes on my the same colors that I had introduced in my theme, right? I think I made these colors in the theme, right?
Go to your homepage.
What's that?
Go to your homepage and check.
Yeah. So I think oh, we need to link to this. This is a camping page, right? Let's go to our home page. So this is camping. We go to our index page. We want our link for camping. Camping link. Where's the camping link? Camping link. Camping. Camera, take a picture. Oh, here it is. Camping right here. So there is a there. We put in our camping. .html. And we can test that. I can't tell because the rollover effect doesn't. Oh, there it's a dark blue. So yeah, it's not. Doesn't seem to be taking on. Uh-oh, it's not going anywhere. Oh, I think it's in a folder. My links are messed up. I think this is in a different folder than that. Let me see. Yeah, this is in here. Oh no, there's this. Where's this? Is this in here? Oh, I guess I didn't do it right. Is it camping? Camping.ht. What's that? What was that?
Can you show the beginning of the accordion code?
The beginning of the accordion code. It's a div ID accordion one, but it needs to put other JavaScript in there. It writes JavaScript for you inside of.
Is that the old code for the
It's old
version?
too. Yes, it's old. It's not even
Yeah, you
new.
might want to use the new one.
Yeah, I understand. So, Dreamweaver's writing old stuff. I just wanted to point out that there is some abilities to do these things built into Dreamweaver. Probably would be better to hand code it by using your collapsible menu, like this, right here. Probably better for you to try something like that.
Do you put it in through the collapsible block? Because that's going to be different code.
Yeah, I don't know that it writes a bunch of code and like I said, it's probably old school code.
Which section is in jQuery? Can you go back to jQuery page?
Yeah, that's the old code.
Yeah, I understand. Where do you want me to go?
jQuery, where did you find the collapsible menus? jQuery,
In jQuery, there is a collapsible option under the demos.
under the demos.
Yes.
Oh, the new code is just div data role collapsible.
Oh, so do you remember using the old code?
This is just old theme, old code. Yes.
But you put that in there using the collapsible block?
We can try the other code. I'm fine with that. We can try the new code.
But is collapsible block how you put that in there?
You went to insert. You go to insert, there's a pre-made set thing that you can go through that you just insert the accordion.
Where is that?
Insert.
Yeah, but which one thing over insert?
Yeah, if you want to try the old version, it's under Insert jQuery Accordion.
UI, jQuery UI.
Then I've used tabs. The one that you see on my Zircon page is tabs. That's what I used for that one. On that Zircon page is tabs. Then of course they have a date picker, progress bar, dialogue, autocomplete, and again these are all kind of old school. You would probably want to use a newer one, but these are, you can try these to just see how they work and see what they do and make decisions of how I might use that. Okay, so instead of this one, we could actually put in a new way of doing it. Instead of using the accordion, we could put in a collapsible menu here. And right here is a collapsible menu right there. See that? So we can put in a source. It just says data role collapsible right there. Do you see that? So you could just put in data role collapsible with the div underneath it, right? Div data role collapsible. Let's see. Div. This is using H3.
Shouldn't we be using the jQuery mobile insert?
Where?
The one right above jQuery UI under insert. At the insert at the top. There's a jQuery mobile.
Yes.
Shouldn't we be using that?
It wouldn't let me use that. Collapsible.
It's not showing me.
I
Not
haven't.
letting me.
I didn't put the jQuery in properly from the beginning.
Oh.
That was the problem. It's okay. It's all right. Let me just try the collapsible. So, let's just get rid of the accordion here. And I think there's a closing div, is there not? Wonder if. Oh, that's that. closing div here. Well, that's that one. Try that. We'll try it. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll try it. So again, we can do it this way. This is for the code from the jQuery page, which is very useful. Again, it has the plus. So, you know, don't use the Dreamweaver tools. I guess that's why we don't use them. This is right from the web page, and all I did was use the example div data role collapsible, and
I
then
like the old one better.
you like the look of the old one better?
It had a different animation. It's
Yeah.
slid up. I liked it better.
What did you replace with the data role collapsible?
I used the collapsible from the website, from the jQuery website, and all I did was put in div data role collapsible, and then I put some content in there, right? Then I did div data role collapsible and put some content in there, and so that's all you need is the div data role collapsible somewhere. There it is. Div data role collapsible. Very simple way to add large amount of content that you can then hide or show. Let's try the tabbed one once. Okay, that's the one I used. I haven't tried the tab one.
So when I used the insert from the Dreamweaver, it added a lot of links.
It added some JavaScript. If you look at the bottom, this is the accordion JavaScript that it added automatically.
Also, a lot of the library.
It added some jQuery libraries up here. There's an accordion JS right here,
Yeah.
and it automatically wrote that from Dreamweaver. Yes.
So you have to remove that when you have to remove all those if you want to use jQuery, right? From the demos.
You don't need this accordion here. This is only used by Dreamweaver. Okay, so this one that I just showed you here, this one with the collapsible, is just from jQuery. You don't need to have the
So
other
you
stuff.
only need to have the jQuery libraries for that 4.0.
You would need the jQuery libraries for this. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So to make multiple collapsible menu items, you just repeat the code with the divs, like make separate divs for each menu item.
So for each one has its own collapsible. Yes. Each one has its own collapsible.
So each one has its own div.
So this is a div data role collapsible and then a closing div. Okay, and then this has div data role collapsible and then a closing div. And you can put whatever you want in there. Pictures like I had. Remember I put a picture in there that was scalable, and then there's some text in there. So again, anything in there can be used. It's a great way to put more information in there. We're used to that. You see that on websites all the time, right? You guys see that on especially mobile pages, right? The collapsible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just pointing out that's a great way of making more data available under something. Let's try the tabbed one real quick before we done for the day here. Let me make a new one. Another way I've seen is, of course, the tabs view. This one right here, tabs. So let me put that in. Nope, not there. Again, insert using jQuery UI tabs. And again, it's very similar to but it's horizontal across the page. And so you'll notice that you have a UI, which is a list. This list would be your tabs that go horizontally across, and then they will refer to the content that is down here. So if we were going to do the same that we have for our camping, we would put our camping tabs up here. Indian Cove. So it's the same concept. And then, of course, the same content that you have down here. It would be the same content down here. That. So the same content again down here. So again, this one's called tabs. And if you take that code, oh, and there's even more jQuery in there. Loves it, doesn't it? And if you preview that, you can get more of a tabbed menu like this. Again, though, this is old school. I'm sure there's a new way of doing this, but it's important that you understand the concept, and it's not really scalable, is it? Oh,
Because it's a new div name.
yeah, maybe the div needs to be scalable. Probably have to make the div scalable. That's okay. I just want to make sure you understand the concept. These are very common ways of taking data that you would have in your site. So you should be practicing that. How would I take a large amount of data and squeeze it in there into a smaller area? I don't know. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. We can.
The only difference is